All right, guys, it is finally refinery predictions time. I've been waiting for this. You've been waiting for this. Am I wrong in saying this? Was not Soleil the most common infantry hero in the entire game back in 2019?
Agree.
I think she was.
Yeah. 2018, because that was when she came out at like the end of 2017. So yeah, but 2018 for sure.
Right. But in 2019, guys, I still remember like there was a time when like everybody I fought had Soleil. And whenever we talked about a team composition, you had to bring up Soleil. Whenever we did comparison of any red hero, it had to include Soleil. It was that bad at one point because it was just, well, it's not bad because I like Soleil.
Well, it's also because she's insanely good.
She's insanely good. Her stat spread is amazing. She was like the first time ever that we got speed, attack, and suddenly, like, even defense. And she even had a bit of res, which is weird.
She didn't have much HP at 37, but 38 attack and 35 speed. Keep in mind that with that 35 speed, she had the highest attack of any demote at the time.
Yep.
And it took a long time for that to get overrun.
Yep. That's why I'm so excited about her. All right, but let's begin with the refining predictions. Of course, these are not set in stone. These are predictions made by our good fellows Greed and Shamil, which, by the way, he said his laptop was broken, so I shouldn't expect anything from him. And then he sends this to me at like 3 a.m. at night. I'm like, okay, well, you're a liar. Anyways, with that said, let's begin with Soleil, since we already started there. Soleil's shine with triple hearts. I forgot. Does Soleil, in fact... Well, she likes the cuties, and she fights for the cuties, but, like, triple hearts. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense.
1 heart for you. Sorry, 1 heart for the guys, 1 heart for the girls, one heart for herself. Unit foe cannot counterattack. So he's making a prediction that is staying as, which, by the way, this one's Greed's, staying as a fire sweep weapon. I'll be honest, I don't think it's the worst thing, because I've actually seen quite a few Soleils with fire sweep with null disrupt, which, by the way, allows her to attack and counterattack. It's interesting.
Yeah. I think it's probably going to happen because it's not like Fire Sweep's a bad effect to keep.
Yeah, but it's not always set in stone that we get their inherited, the weapon they come with, guys. It's not always set in stone that's the case. Right?
Yeah.
So, for example, one of the best examples was, she flies, has a hot back. What's her name again?
Cherish.
Came with hammer, got brave axe. But then when we get heroes like Buckethead, what's his name again?
Dono,
who everybody refused to use Brave Lance on, and then he gets his Brave Lance refined. So who really knows?
Yeah, I mean, realistically,
generally speaking, they're headed towards the direction of staying with what they came with and improving on it. But in the odd occasions, like in Soleil's case, where almost nobody used Fire Sweep, people later on tried it out just for the hell of it.
I mean,
we'll see.
What didn't Soleil use, if we're being honest here?
Yeah, she literally used every. We have people like Alcatraz, who literally has every weapon on Soleil. So you get it.
Yeah, very flexible.
All right, with that said, once refined, at start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, attack speed +4 during combat. So inherent attack speed +4 during combat in base, and then attack speed +4 additionally. If units within 2 spaces of a support partner initiates combat, unit attacks twice. Whoa, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Her dad
actually does make sense.
Her dad also does this.
Yeah. His is not support based, it's buff
based, but same idea.
Yeah, but I think that actually makes a lot of sense to have both use brave weapons.
It makes sense from the respect of additionally, because that's her character. So it's not just lore, it's not just relationship based. This makes so much sense.
It's also her personal skill, technically. Her personal skill is that if she's nearby a supporting female partner, +2 damage and -2 damage received. That's her personal skill.
This is really deadly, though. It's not the easiest thing to do. Support partner within 2 spaces is not the easiest thing to do, but it allows her to quad, potentially.
Yeah. Honestly, attack speed 8, Fire Sweep Brave Sword with potential to quad off 35 base speed. That's actually pretty nice.
Yeah. So guys,
great Gale Forcer.
I agree. If they do this, I can agree with it, guys, because while Fire Sweep Weapon isn't the most favored, especially Fire Sweep Sword, if it's something like this, so different, quad potential, how can you be mad?
Yeah. Honestly, you can honestly use this with like Lilith support or something like that, and just have easy quads going around.
Yes.
Great mobility on the maps. Or
Yes.
I guess standard Gale Force team with like peony support.
Yes. Shamil Soleil with 40 HP, 54 attack, 35 speed, 28 defense, and 24 res. We already went over the stats earlier. Also, her base kit was always a bit weird. Drive res was nice to have demoted, but Blazing Wind... Yeah.
Blazing Wind's actually one of the better AoEs, and that was the first time it demoted.
I agree, but Darting Blow, it was kind of messy.
Yeah, the Darting Blow was kind of weird.
All right, with that said, special trigger cooldown count -1, unit and foe cannot counterattack.
Little bold. Not gonna
Oh,
lie.
slaying. At start combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants attack speed +5 during combat, and also if unit is within 2 spaces of support partner, initiates combat, unit attacks... Wait, isn't that the same? It's 1 more point.
It's one
And
more
it's HP
point, but
point.
it also
Yeah.
loses the attack speed 4 base for slaying.
Right. It's slightly different. I'm actually really happy with this too. I would take that. Attack speed 4 for slaying. Slaying opens up so much stuff. Guys, if you can quad and you have slaying and you have, say, infantry pulse, my goodness, what you could do some ridiculous crap.
Yeah, I think this one might be a little bold to assume slaying fire sweep, but if I had this refine, I would actually just take it over attack speed 8.
Yeah.
To get attack speed 5, but also not have to run Times Pulse Unsealed to run a Gale Force set.
Yep.
I would absolutely go with this.
Yep.
Not to mention, it perfectly chains into the design. Which is actually why I don't know if slaying will happen, because her design is to use her visible attack with an AoE to kill off an AoE follow-up. But I guess if you're running a Brave weapon, like in a Spiral build, for example, wouldn't you just... Then the slaying actually would make it so
I
that
would
you
hope
hit
they
2
stop
times.
trying to do blazing, because I'd never seen any Soleils actually use blazing.
Well, no, but usually there is at least some level of keeping that design in mind, even if it's something like this, where it's just chaining the AoE with a slaying special and Brave follow-up.
All right, we'll
It's not
see.
ideal, but we'll see.
I hope they
I like
drop
it,
it though. Because blazing
yeah.
with fire sweep was always a weird idea, so...
I mean, I kind of get it, because Soleil has such high visible attack. Fire Sweep has more might than normal weapons.
I know, but once you get the
yeah.
blazing to trigger, you wouldn't need the second hit. So having fire sweep or not didn't really matter.
Yeah,
It was weird.
also true. It is a little weird, but I wouldn't be surprised either way.
Continuing on, let us go to Tharja, Múspell Fireposy. CP +3, units within 3 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed +5 during combat. Ah, so just like Sonic, I agree with that. Because Sonic lost she just needed to be within 3 spaces, I believe, for attack res +5, I think. So it's the same idea. Dropping the amount of allies, making it more accessible, but you can overall get less stats, but just a bit. Actually, if unit is within 3 spaces of a support partner, grants additional attack speed +2 during combat. I like that. It fits her so well. Tharja's personality.
It does, but it also feels like it's a very diminishing return.
Yeah, it's just 2 extra attack, 2 extra speed. Additionally, at start combat, if foe's HP is over 50%, grants attack speed +5 to unit during combat, and reduces the damage from foe's first attack by 30%. You know, that's been happening a lot more. We got that with Katria. Yep. So I can agree with that.
Makes sense. Yeah, it makes glass cannons like this less glass, more cannon,
Yes.
and I like that.
It makes the most amount of sense here because Tharja's HP is really high and her defense and res is mediocre. She's one of those HP tanks. So when you have damage reduction on an HP tank, it is actually much more sensible and does much more for you as a whole.
Tharja has 39 HP, I believe, which is, I guess, relatively high.
But her defense and res was like in the 20s, wasn't it?
Yeah, her defense is 21. I think her res is also 21 or 20,
Yeah.
somewhere around there.
So she's meant to be a HP tank, even though, look, I know when people, like, when we talk about her HP now, it seems so low, but you gotta remember when she came out, that was actually, like, pretty significant back then.
Yeah, it was definitely above average, when most mages had, like, 38, 37, 36 HP.
Yeah. But I like this refine. Strong, just add more attack, add more speed, add more attack, add more speed, add some more attack, add more speed, and then a bit of damage reduction. I actually like that. It's clean.
Yeah, it's definitely clean. I think that it might be more reasonable if it were, like, adding some extra speed, like, with Sanaki. The second effect is that it also boosts her attack by the number of allies within 3 spaces, ×2, plus up to +4. I wouldn't be surprised if Tharja just did that with speed instead of this convoluted attack speed too. But
Yeah.
I like it still. I think this is a very reasonable refine.
They don't make everybody perfectly the same, though, because I bring that up because we kind of expected Capture to be like Arena when it came to spring versions, but it didn't happen, so we'll see.
Well, they're close, but it's a trade of healing for reduction and then full offense instead of res bulk.
Yep. This time with Shamil, 39 HP, 49 attack, 38 speed, 21 defense, 21 res. Wow, she was so offensive for her release.
Yeah. She has 49 potential speed in 2018.
Yeah.
Kit. Pretty insane.
That's back then we would say 40 speed was a lot, so that is significant.
Yeah. Literally was a carry for me just because of how absurdly offensive she could be.
Yep. Also, I love how when she was released, everybody had white dresses except for Tharja. She was literally the only one with the black dress, and she was so beautiful, and she stood out so. Like, there are people, I know there are more than one people out there. I know Bioshock, for example, plus 10 Tharjas with red dual infantry 4. They're gonna be so happy because there's no way they can really mess this up.
No, Tharja has such a good start. She's not even unusable in this. Like, obviously not great right now, but she's still usable. So they can only go up from there.
Yep. So in this case, if units within 3 spaces of an ally grants attack speed +5 during combat, so the same as before. Same as before, as in it wasn't this before, but before as in, you know, Greed's predictions. During combat, boost unit speed by number of allies within 3 spaces x2, like you were saying, but this time for speed. The Sonic-y, just like Sonic-y then, right? Except for res, it's where's
it's
attack?
Attack actually on Sonic-y.
Yeah.
She stacks attack to the moon.
Yep. And now at start combat, if foes HP is over 50%, deals damage equals 10% of units attack and grants attack speed +5 to unit during combat. So even harder hitting. Oh,
It's not bad. I would dig this. That would be 10 attack, so 59. That'd be an extra 5 damage per hit.
that's
6 potentially.
It's pretty significant, actually. The only issue I have with this is survivability. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
But if she hits hard enough, she one-shots, so it's a trade-off.
It would feed more into a desperation playstyle, realistically. Or like a sturdy impact build, for example. Which I guess is fine, because you're stacking attack rather than speed, for the most part.
Yep. Let's go with Julius. We should have started with Julius. I think he's going to be most disappointing. Why? Because I thought Leon was really disappointing.
Leon is just not bad, it's just... why?
Well... The reason, but I do, before I didn't even read anything, guys, I am blind. Gotta remember that. Julius, I think on the most extreme end could have ended up the same way as Fallen Julia, but I highly doubt it.
Highly doubt. If they actually make him into a demote following Julia, then he will be a +10 project for me straight away. And I would recommend him as one of the best red mages.
But that actually would make some sense, because they had the same idea, right? If they're not effective against dragons, extra abilities, but yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's see. Res +3, skills with effective against dragons are effective against units.
Fair.
Yeah, it's still the same. If foe does not have effective against dragons, inflicts attack res -6 on foe during combat, and also if foe can make a follow-up attack, reduces damage from foe's first attack by 50%. Wow.
That would literally be a 5-star weapon on its own.
Yeah, that's basically Fallen Leon, except it's not all blows, but the first blow is still significant.
It's basically Courtly Candle, but slightly more stats. And more stats in general, because it's attack res -6 instead of attack def +5.
We're not even done, but if he had that first part straight up, I would make a +10 Julius and replace my Fallen Leon. That's how far I would go.
Yeah, merges matter more than slightly better base effect.
Yeah. Additionally, if foe initiates combat or foe's HP is over 75% at start of combat, grants attack res +4 to unit during combat, and also neutralizes penalties to units attack res and bonuses to foe's attack res during combat.
Hey, Lewin. You know what? Okay.
If it went this far, guys, I'm all in. Fallen Leon gets replaced by Julius. I'm all in. So much attack res dropping on your opponents, no buffs for attack and res, and of course 50% damage reduction. It's insane. And when it comes to skills effective against dragons, when you're in Ether raids, how often do you fight a hero that's actually that? Like, there's a rare occasionally Crom, I guess, that you fight on somebody's defense team. Rare. I guess there's Alm, I guess. Rare. I will see how he shows up.
Well, thing, if you're fighting against Alm and you're a Julius, you're dead anyways. Who cares?
Yeah. But I'm just saying, like, when it comes to effective against dragons thing, it's not really criteria because you're either dead anyways or they don't show up anyways, so it doesn't matter.
Or it's Tharja. Tharja is the one thing that would actually cause an unusual threat to Julius.
He could possibly one-shot her.
Could. Yeah,
possibly.
That is true.
At plus
Though
10.
I will say, Tharja is falling off a little bit too. That's
yeah. I mean, honestly, nowadays I'm really happy to fight her. I just throw myself in there and just like hit me. Doesn't hit that hard anymore.
Her 33 attack did not age.
Yeah. Let's see what Shamil has. As a reminder, 38 HP, 49 attack, 27 speed, 16 defense, with 38 res. With wait. He had basically the same amount of HP and same attack as Tharja.
Yeah.
But you basically swapped his wow, his res became okay. Tharja's res and speed of Julius and okay, that's actually really they're actually kind of similar if you just swapped one crucial stat.
Pretty much. And I mean, in respect to Julius, he has one of the highest, in fact, I think he had the highest res of any demote as of his release, which was insane. So that's cool.
Funny. Okay, anyways, also, again, as a reminder, this entire banner is red. I've never seen that before. It's so weird.
I think the Falchion one was pretty much all reds. When they just spam Falchions.
Yeah, that's true. All right, well, that said, res plus 3, like before, if foe does not have effective against dragons, inflicts attack res minus 5 on foe during combat, and reduces damage from foe's first attack by 30%. I think it would be 30%, not 50%. 50% is so high.
50% would, on a base weapon, not even a refine, be a little much. And considering that he still gets those attack res debuffs, potentially, yeah, that would be a bit much.
Yeah, as a... I was going to say, I used my Fallen Leon with TA against red mages and survived. Because that's how good 50% reduction is.
Yeah. No, yeah, no, it's insane, honestly. 50% is a lot. I've had my Leon survive legendary Lilinas.
Yeah.
Just because of how insane that is. Easily.
Yeah, so guys, it's so good. Anyways, if you initiates combat or is not adjacent to an ally, grants attack res plus 5 to unit during combat, and foe cannot make a follow-up attack. Alright. That's interesting. It synergizes better, makes him a better tank, but he has very little bite to him. Essentially 10 extra attack and 10 extra res and defense. 10 extra
res and then 5 defense, which is fine.
Alright.
59 attack though is not, and with the combined wary damage reduction off 27 speed, he would be able to hit that crucial speed tier where things like Dual Leaf can't reliably double him. And he would still be getting the reduced damage by, in his case, 15%, but normally 30%, which is pretty good.
I will say, if it's this, like this, I would not build him. I think it's good. It's definitely way better than Leon. I think he replaces Leon. Now, there's no, Raven Tome effect, fine. But overall, better tanker.
I mean, you're losing 20% damage reduction and penalty neutralization, buff neutralization for wary. And also no dragon effective in this case, but that's probably going to still be there anyways.
Yeah.
I'd probably still take it. You're gambling a little bit on having to meet that wary condition, not having it broken. But when it works, it works. It absolutely does.
Okay. Alright, I respect that. Actually, I think it's okay. I wouldn't commit to him, but I want to be clear, guys, I think he needs a lot of help. Nobody uses him.
Yeah. I'd probably still commit to this myself first. Like, yeah, Julius. I pray that he'll be good. I would, if this is his refine, I would absolutely take it. I would absolutely say this is a fine project to build. So, if he can get there, I will be very happy. It's just a matter of not falling into Leon territory of almost good.
Owain. Missiletainn. Special trigger cooldown count -1 as it was before. Special cooldown charge +1 per foe's attack during combat.
He should be like in his game and have like an 80% reduction and be more tanky.
That's 80%. No.
Yeah, if Julius is not against Falchion dragon effectiveness, he's basically
a god.
Like, yeah, he's like, I think having at least all damage he's receiving, and then he's also naturally pretty tanky. So yeah, that would be scary.
All right, but with Missiletainn, special cooldown charge +1 per foe's attack during combat just became breath, partial breath.
Yeah, pretty much, which I think is fine.
Special cooldown charge, yeah. If unit initiates combat or is within 2 spaces of an ally, grants attack speed defense res +4 to unit during combat. So I feel like every sword unit nowadays gets something like that, but alright. And also if unit deals damage to foe using a special resource, 30% of units maximum H. I actually really like that. Gives them sustain.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good. It makes this player phase a little weird because I don't know what you would do with that. But it would mean that you're throwing out consistent, like, especially in the enemy phase, like consistent bonfires or lunas.
Yes.
Or blue flames with 30% healing attached to it.
Yes. He comes with blue flame, so 2 cooldown, you touch him, he hits you back with blue flame, and he heals back 2. That actually makes him a very strong hero. Now, he'd be very much focused on being defensive, which is kind of weird because he feels like a dual phase hero potentially with his attack and speed and or special spamming. But it does make him unique. Healing extra stats and just spamming blue flames. Huh.
I guess if you want, if you are feeling a little gutsy, you could run a Surge Sparrow set with a higher cooldown special. Like, I actually wouldn't know what you would do off that. Ignis, and then just throw out super healing, basically healing yourself to full after your foe attacks.
I actually like what you're suggesting too, because that way you attack, they attack, and then boom.
Yeah, boom, you're hit with 3 times 2, 60 plus 70, 100% healing, I think?
Yeah, he just fully heals. That's kind of scary.
Yep.
Huh. Alright guys, we'll see. But I'm kind of liking that, because I'll be honest, nobody really used Owain. When he first came out, people were excited because it's Owain. But when it came to actual practical use, I've almost never heard of anyone using him.
The problem is he's blue flame fodder, first and foremost. And second, while he does have a good speed stat of 38, he just doesn't have any stats in his weapon. So he kind of played into a weird role that other God Swords could just do better already.
Yep.
So if they could actually make him fully unique in his special spamming role, I would totally be down for that.
I agree. Owain's stats as a refresher: 44 HP, 48 attack, 37 speed, 31 defense, 22 res. Yeah. His blue flame was actually really interesting because he would actually do more damage with blue flame than his actual defense because it wasn't that high. But yeah, in a case like this, it's making more sense.
Ironically, though, at 36 defense with Bond, he could realistically push 50 defense with a little bit of support. So it's like, even then, it's kind of teetering.
All right, let's see. Special trigger cooldown count -1. Special cooldown charge +1 per foe's attack during combat. So both of them agree with that, huh?
I think that's probably going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. If bonus hits combat or foe's HP is over 75% at start combat, grants attack, speed, defense, rest +4 to unit during combat. Basically the same thing. It hard lines him into a defensive role, but it's basically the same in practice.
Yeah. It's free stats on top, on the base too, which is pretty good.
At start combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants attack, speed, defense, rest +4 to unit during combat. And also if unit's speed is over foe speed, ooh. That's,
speed damage reduction.
Yeah. Reduce damage from attacks during combat and from AoE special AoE effects equals difference between stats ×4. I'm surprised by that because his defense gets so high. It helps with his res a lot.
Party base res is okay for a dodge tank.
Yeah. Surprising.
Yeah.
Huh. It's really strong though. Yeah.
Way more generalist than I think he might be in the long run. But if this were... Sorry, 37 base speed, my bad. If this were his refine, which wouldn't really, like, feed into his special spamming too much, but still be good, I would take it. No follow-up Owain would be great.
Alright. Huh. I think it's pretty easy to see how he's going to be stacking up. Missiletainn's one of the more interesting weapons in the game, and with the release of things like Attack Defense Unity and Attack Defense Form Seal, you can really easily stack up attack and defense and let him go to town. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing him. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, this would actually be quite interesting because, yeah, like you said, Missiletain's already good. I mean, look at Rinka. She just got a slightly better Missiletainn over a year later.
Yep.
And it's great.
She's still scary, actually. She still surprises me a lot.
Yeah, those bonfires are no joke.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, no. I'm looking forward to it. I would be genuinely happy if Owain was not just blue flame fodder.
I agree. Final hero, Laevatein with her weapon, Laevatein. You know, I think Sir is among the worst fathers in the world. It's just like, what do we call our kid? It's like, well, she's gonna use Laevatein in the future. Oh man. Has anyone ever seen that RDC World video where like people are having kids and they're like naming their kids and they're like, Gray Couch. What do you name it? Like it's hilarious. Anyways, whatever. Yeah, people nowadays naming their kids is just stupid. And I guess Múspell did that, so good job. All right, well, that said, Laevatein, attack +3, grants bonus to units attacked during combat, equals total bonus on unit and foe. Wait up. Wasn't that 50% before? Unless I'm crazy.
It's on Twin Star X. It's standard Blade Tome, but in this case, it looks like they split it up between herself and the foe.
Okay. At start combat, if foe's HP is over 50%, grants attack defense +5 to unit during combat, and also grants bonus to the unit's attack defense during combat, equals attack defense bonus from among allies in 2 spaces. Whoa, what?
Not bad.
Wow. So, it's very interesting because bonuses on unit and foe. This is a really easy to fully charge blast on Laevatein, like maximize the blade damage.
Yeah, makes it less gimmick stacking stats and more reliable. Like, obviously you wouldn't be able to, for example, run a triple quadruple +7 all off Legendary Azura as you would off a normal blade, but who cares? This is already at least peak potential Blade Tome in most cases.
I agree.
Yeah. The reliability, especially in a low dull meta, is pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And additional effect, why not? Attack defense +5 inherently, as well as just taking the attack and defense from among allies within 2 spaces is insane. It's the highest one, but still, guys, it's just free stats.
Not bad. It's a little straightforward, and might not seem too overwhelming on the refine, but the base is what makes it good.
I think people shouldn't sleep on her. Back in the day, people get caught off guard, just like, I'm gonna tank Laevatein, and then they just get one-shotted.
Yeah. I mean, that's the only issue today is one-shotted, where Laevatein has 31 base speed, you're not gonna get doubled, and you can just dodge tanker.
Oh.
So that's gonna be the tough part.
Quick reminder on her stats, guys. She had 42 HP, 59 attack, 34 speed, 37 defense, 25 res. For real...
With Fury.
With Fury, yeah. I was like, wait a second, for real, that's a bit too high. And then I realized, yeah, Fury.
I mean, that is technically her. If you include Dragon Flowers, that's her stat line nowadays, but yeah.
Yeah, that's true. But guys, that's still a very hardy hitter. She has that mean face. Yeah, no, virtually, well, rather minimal speed, but a lot of attack, a lot of defense, especially for back then.
Yeah.
All right.
Her speed was weirdly, like, they weren't really sure, I guess, at the time what Laevatein was supposed to be. Was she supposed to be fast or slow?
It's funny, because nowadays her speed actually makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
Star combat, if foe's HP is over 75%, or if bonus is active on unit, grants attack defense +5 to unit during combat, and grants bonus to unit's attack with total bonuses on unit during combat. So more attack, more defense very easily, as well as really easy enabling of that, because you're going to buffer anyways. So it makes sense.
Yep.
At Star combat, if unit's HP... Yeah?
No, nothing.
All right. At Star combat, if... What? Go ahead.
Oh, no, nothing. Sorry.
Oh, okay. At start combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, grants attack +5 to unit, inflicts attack defense attack -5 on foe during combat. And then if unit's attack is over foe's attack, foe cannot counterattack. Well, that's so free. Whoa. That's so free.
Yeah. That would be terrifying.
Because you're increasing your attack by 5, dropping their attack by 5, and you also get the attack defense +5. And because if it's bonus especially, you're probably buffed up. That is so free. They're not counterattacking.
No, there are very few units that would ever be able to counterattack this. Period. Yay. I would be scared.
It's so dumb. Ugh, these stupid sound bits. Why did I allow them? Alright, so one-shotting with her is very likely, so I get the argument. It might actually do nothing. But if they can't counterattack, and she's hitting really hard, it might just be really, really annoying to deal with anyways, right? So, It's strong. I like it. I don't know about that, but it's really good still.
Yeah. It's an all or nothing situation, but I guess in a Bridal Catria laden meta, who cares?
Yep. I know it's fire sweep basically. Oh wait, yeah, you're right. It's literally fire sweep because it's a fiery sword.
Ha 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 ha.
All right, guys. But the refines are coming out soon. I'm actually really happy with this entire batch. The only person I am looking down upon is Julius. I'm sorry, I have very little faith for him. But when it comes to everybody else, I'm really happy with. I think it's going to be a really strong batch. A lot of these heroes will return to the meta.
If they don't make Soleil at least good, that would be the biggest shock, honestly.
There will be riots.
Yeah.